Status on Earth 2024. UFOs and moving forward. At least since the 1940s, several governments, if not all, have been aware that a few different civilizations have been visiting Earth and at present are still coming and going. Governments have had to accept that they cannot do anything to prevent these civilizations from visiting. There is no technology currently on Earth which can prevent these extraterrestrial civilizations from doing what they want. Absolutely nothing that these civilizations have been doing here present a threat to anyone on Earth. The only ones who want to promote that narrative is the military establishment and some politicians, no matter which country. You have to ask yourself why they want to promote this narrative. You can probably guess why. If we look at the United States, it seems that officially the UFO phenomenon began in 2017 with the release of the 3 military videos. It is as if the phenomenon never existed before then. The military, and thereby the government, seem to have forgotten about all the reports, films and data collected since the 1940s at least. Everybody say that what we need now is better data and more data. They seem to forget that there is so much data from 1940s onwards in the possession of the military government that there really is no need for more data on the topic. With the data already available in the archives, conclusions as to the purpose of the UFOs, their possible origins, and their intentions in general should be readily clear. Are crafts of extraterrestrial origin already in the possession of several governments? The answer is yes. Many years ago, some crafts were gifted. And do remember that the UFO phenomenon and the phenomenon related to this is a global phenomenon, not just a United States thing. Originally, the governments or the military took them into their possessions, and no doubt their own scientists tried their best to figure out how they worked. Later on, they probably distributed the technology to several private companies in order to figure out more details, if at all possible. That their propulsion is based on gravity propulsion, several governments have already found out. Just by observing these crafts, with their abrupt changes in directions and acceleration in general, should tell anyone that gravity is playing a major part in the propulsion systems. Governments may have realized this, but it is another thing to manufacture these gravity engines when the principles of how these engines work are not quite readily understood. These realizations regarding the principles of their propulsion technology may give rise to a change of economics, an outlook on life and acknowledgement of a different way of living on Earth. This change may be a way to a new path for the people of Earth. A way without the threat of wars, being that nuclear or conventional, a newfound energy to build a different way of living, in peace with nature and fellow humans. In reality, it doesn't matter how people look, what color they are, or their backgrounds. Deep inside, we are all the same, originating from the same genetic material. As this is my last video, I thought that I would just give my thoughts on these much talked about topics, which many governments may be forced to talk more about in the coming years. If information on the UFOs is not voluntarily released at a somewhat steady pace in the coming years, another way may be chosen. But remember, no one will force any nation on earth to reveal what they know about this phenomenon. But governments may come to realize that for them to keep control of their populations, some information on UFOs will have to be released. As hope is always eternal, I do hope that common sense will prevail for the good of all mankind. Goodbye.